If you're the quiet one in meetings who notices everything but says nothing, this is for you. There is a 3-second window right after you ask a question where people accidentally reveal if they're hiding something. Special agents are trained to live in those 3 seconds. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to give you a simple 3-second light test you can use at any meeting, performance review, or we need to talk conversation. I'm Eduardo Perez, a special agent with years of federal investigations and behavioral analysis. Most people think lie detection is about catching someone in a huge dramatic aha moment, but it's not. The truth leaks out in small, boring moments. If you're an overlooked achiever, the quiet professional who gets talked over but still wants to trust people, this 3-second test is your edge. Here's why those 3 seconds are everything. When someone hears your question, their brain has to choose to tell the truth and simply remember, or hide something and start building a story. And that shift from remembering to building shows up in their body before it shows up in their mouth. So in those first 3 seconds, you don't argue, you don't explain, you just watch. And you're watching for 3 things. Number 1, the pause. Number 2, the eyes. And number 3, the hands. I'll break each one down and then show you exactly how to use them in your next meeting. And the last signal is so simple, yet a lot of people ignore it. First, the pause. Ask a simple, clear question. Did you send that email yesterday? Were you at that meeting? Did you finish that report? A truthful brain doesn't need to build. It just checks yes or no. Most honest answers come out within 1 second. Not rush, not delay, just there. When someone's hiding something, you'll often see a tiny delay. 1, 2, sometimes 3 seconds of a frozen face, an obvious swallow, or a throat clear. And that pause is a brain buying some time to build a safe answer. On its own, a pause doesn't prove they're lying. But in your 3-second test, a long pause is your first yellow flag. The second signal is the eyes. You're not looking for no eye contact equals liars. That's a myth. You're looking for a change. And here's what you need to do. Pay attention to how this person normally looks when they're relaxed and chatting. Do they look around? Do they look at you? Do they look down? And that's going to be their baseline. Then when you ask your question, notice, do they suddenly lock eye contact and hold it in a way that feels forced? Do their eyes suddenly start darting or blinking faster than normal? Or they're looking around more than usual? And that sudden change in eye behavior from their normal pattern right after your question is your second yellow flag. It's not proof, but a sign that they're now managing your perception, not just answering. Before we move to the next signal that has been the most reliable for me, go ahead and drop 3 seconds in the comments if you want a full breakdown of other special agent signals I use to spot lies at work. Signal number 3 is the hands. Hands are honest. They tend to reflect what the body is really feeling. So you need to watch out for this in your 3-second window. Do their hands retreat from the table to under the table? From open to crossed arms? From relaxed to fidgeting with a pen, a phone, or a sleeve? Or do their hands suddenly go completely still like they're holding on to themselves? Retreating or locking hands right after your question is your third yellow flag. When the story is safe, the body is relaxed. When the story is risky, the body protects. It's a rule that I live by as an agent. 1 signal, that can equal stress. 2 signals, now you need to pay attention. 3 signals in 3 seconds, that's a problem. So in your next meeting, you ask a clear question. Count to 3 in your head and watch for long pauses, sudden change in eyes, hands retreating or locking. If you see all 3, the pause, the eye shift, and the hand change, you don't need to shout, you're lying. You just know you're not getting the full truth and you need to ask more questions, more details, and more protection for yourself. That awareness alone can save your reputation. Let me give you some examples of how this can play out. Let's say we're talking about a missed deadline and you say, hey, did you send that proposal yesterday? And now the other individual, their eyes are darting, hands are retreating under the table. And they say, yeah, I sent it. I think it might be in your spam. Now you just witness a cluster. You don't attack that. You follow up. Okay, can you forward it to me right now so that we are on the same page? Well, let's say that you're doing a performance review and you ask your boss, is there anything about my performance that might block a promotion? And he has a long blink or stiff eye contact, the arms crossed, and they say, no, everything is fine. So remember, now you log in that information and after the meeting, you follow up via email. Can you please recommend 2-3 specific things that I can do over the next 90 days to be promotion ready? You just move that conversation from vague to documented. Now let's talk about those conversations that start with, we need to talk. Let's say this is with a partner or a close colleague and they say, no, I'm not upset. But you see a pause, looking away more than usual and hands gripping their arms. That's a cluster. So instead of accepting the first answer, you say, okay, if you were upset, what would it be about? That gives them a safe path to be honest. If you're the quiet professional, this is how you win. You don't have to be the loudest voice in the room. You just have to be the one who sees what others miss. And ask one more calm question when something feels off. Use this 3-second test in one conversation this week. Watch the pause, the eyes, the hands. Then come back and tell me what you saw. If you want more special agent tactics for quiet overlook achievers, subscribe.